gonna be like a work along thing. So I'm gonna make a template on my screen, but then the whole point is for you guys to also set up your listing template. So what I'm gonna do is just do one like as if I was listing my own house. Because I know all the stats about it. So does anybody not have a Highnote account set up? Do you need a password to get in? Okay, so if you have never been on Highnote before, go to highnote.io. I actually don't know what the password is. Hold on. So, good one. Email and password are on my screen right now. Parker@teamconversation.com. Password is Highnote, all lowercase. And while you guys are getting logged in, so Highnote is an email platform tool that we use primarily for listings, but you can use it for buyers, sellers, post-closing, anything and everything that you think is applicable. Feel free to use it. Once you log in, this is what your screen's gonna look like. All of your past presentations are gonna show up. If you're using Parker's account, so like there's a mix of people who have their own who are using Parker's, totally fine. They'll all show up here. You can also search the name. When you make a new presentation, rename it to the address that you're associating with or the last name of the buyer that you're associating it with. So that way it's easy to find. So the most updated template is copy of template listing presentation up. So you're gonna click on that. It says updated, but it got off. And it's gonna open up to this. First thing you're gonna do is go to these little dots on the right-hand side here. It's not that, sorry. What am I doing?
No, I think you do that, don't you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. They've changed this. Wow. Okay, so you're gonna go down to copy, hit copy. Copy. Because if you don't hit copy, right, 3 dots on the right-hand corner. There you go, and then copy. If you don't hit copy, you're gonna change the template, so please do your best to remember to copy it. If you're in Parker's account, if you're not in Parker's account, the only option you have is to copy it.
Where do you see these 3 dots?
Right corner. They're pink. Maybe if you're, it's a pink circle with 3 dots. What?
Yeah. Guy.
Yeah.
That browser.
Where do I find the 3 dots?
I don't like not being able to see the background.
They do that.
Use template or what? Like you always have it considered like your desk.
Copy.
Anyone else is taking forever?
It's too-
papers on yours. It's probably because you're all in it.
Sign it. Yeah, it does take a second to copy sometimes, so just give it a second. And that, are there gonna be written instructions? I can write down. Okay, so once you are in your new presentation, first thing you're gonna do is change it to whatever the address is. This is my address. No one come to my house because okay, my dogs will eat you if you do.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. Then you're gonna go in and you're gonna upload a new picture. I'm not gonna do this because I don't have a photo of myself on this computer. I'm just gonna skip that part, but you literally just drag and drop a file in of whatever photo you want. Does everybody understand that? Cool, moving on. Same thing for the back. Oh, actually, change the name to your name. That wasn't my name. Cool. And then same thing for this background. So the background, to change it, it's up at the top. So hit change. You can use, they have like a gallery of photos, so you can just search house and put a photo of a house in if you want to, or if you want to be fancy, you can like look up the house online and save a photo and put it in, whatever you want to do. Okay, so once that's all done, your header is done. Any questions about just the header part?
Wait.
Top, it's up the top right above the title. Cool. Okay, so next thing you're gonna do is write a little message, something like, thank you so much for looking at this email, whatever you want to put here. This information is, I don't know, directly related to your house and the current market. blah, 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 blah. Please take a second to review this information. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, type of thing. Just like a little couple sentences right there. Okay. So after that, you have all of these options. You do not have to keep everything in here. We added everything so that way you don't have to go searching for stuff. So whatever you don't think is necessary, take it out. Like this video of Parker. I don't want that in my presentation, so I'm going to delete it. So you go to these dots at the bottom of each module and you just hit delete. If you have a video of yourself, which I highly recommend if you're using Highnote, take time to just record like a 30-second video of yourself, thanking them for watching it, introduce yourself, to say this is a collection of information about your house in the market. If you have any questions, reach out, plug that into the top, you just hit change and upload it from your computer. Or you can link it to YouTube if you want to. I actually think his is linked to BombBomb, but I'm gonna delete it because I don't have a video. I don't want it.
Yeah, it's gonna call it.
Okay, so now you kind of have to start making decisions. So for me, I would want my bio before the team's bio. So to do this, you can do it a couple different ways. Parker links it out to his Zillow page. No, he didn't, just kidding. Parker linked it out to his page on Pemberton Homes team. So if I were to go in and do this for myself, I would go to pembertonhomesteam.com, click on About Us, and find my picture. There I am. Boom.
Hey, there's Grandma.
Yep, there he is. Copy the link. Delete this one out. Paste, insert, and replace. Wow. And then you can reposition the image. So like my head's not cut off. Super easy. Super easy. And then obviously change this stuff from Parker's information to your information, right? And then I don't recommend, I'm pretty sure he took his whole bio and put it in here. Don't do that. Just write a couple words like, check out my bio, or like learn more about whatever, right? I don't know.
Learn more about me.
Learn more about me here. Smiley face, just kidding. You can write a condensed bio in that. You can write a couple of like fun facts about you. That'd be fun. Little like 3 fun facts.
Yeah, that's
Fun.
2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie. You know, whatever works. So yeah, that's how you enter that in. This just goes to our, where is this link going? This just goes to our team page on our website. So I would leave this, honestly. We keep it updated. So, you know, I would just leave it if I were you, but you can change it if you want to. Online reviews. This is what Parker has linked to his Zillow. So if I want to put in my Zillow page, okay, go away. I'm gonna go to Zillow and I'm gonna search myself. There she is. And then I'm gonna again copy and paste. Don't be like me, put your bio on Zillow, not my bio. You're gonna just again delete the link out, put in your link, boom, replace. Wow. So again, reposition, so it's not cutting off the top of my head, save. And then this just says like, my business relies on referrals, blah, blah, blah. You can change it if you want to, you can leave it how it is. I say err on the side of making it sound like your voice, right? So if this is like written pretty formal. So if you, actually it's not super formal, but I would read through it. If you want to change stuff, feel free. It's yours, so change it, take it out, do whatever you want with it. So that's kind of like the intro area. Any questions about that? Cool. So now you move into like the actual information for the listing. So we do have knock information in there. If you feel like this is a house that doesn't make sense to use knock, then take that out. I feel like I should be standing over here. The people behind me probably can't. Here we go. otherwise leave it in. It's just like this one page general information, so it's just a talking point. Cool. And then square footage consideration, if you have somebody who's interested in square footage, or if you think that in this particular instance, the square footage of the house will directly affect what you listed it for, I would leave this in. But as we all know, square footage does not necessarily equate the value of a home. So if you don't think it's necessary, take it out. Rule of thumb, if you don't think it's necessary, take it out, because if you make this too long, no one's gonna look at it. So be like diligent about taking stuff out. I usually take this one out just because square footage is not usually how I price a home. I mean, it's important, but it's not the end all be all. And then these three, I think, yep, these three right here are all market stats and a CMA. So everybody knows where to pull these from, right?
Yes, we do, Hannah.
Okay. So what you'll do is you'll go into, I mean, there's a couple different ways you can pull them, but you can pull them from like RPR, you can pull them from InfoSparks, wherever you want to pull your graphics from. Go in and dial it down to as like micro of a level as possible to pull the best results for your clients, right? So if I'm selling in, like, for example, my sister's house that I'll be listing, if I'm selling a house in Powderhorn Park, I'm not gonna pull stats for all of Minneapolis, I'm gonna pull stats for Powderhorn Park, because a house in Northeast and a house in Powderhorn are, the pricing is so different, right? So if you're out in the burbs, pull it for just the city that you're in, or even more micro than that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. And for that, you'll just do the same thing that you're doing, except you'll change the graphic. So this, you'll just upload from your computer, you'll download it, you'll upload it. And then you can change the cover photo if you want to, otherwise you can just leave it as the graph, but make sure that you change this. This has not been updated since 2021, so that's exciting. But I would just like mention, you know, this market looks, or this market graph looks at date to date. Keep in mind that rates have been pretty volatile during this time, so the market has shifted quite a bit. Short and simple. And then this next one is the monthly indicators, which can get kind of long. If you, again, have something that you really want to focus on for this this listing in particular, pull this, but then maybe cut it down to just a few pages instead of, I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is like a 14-page document. So I guess you'll have to decide if it makes sense for all of that information to be in there. You can also pull this from market stats or InfoSparks, that's what I meant, InfoSparks, for these specific things as well. And I think that looks a little bit cleaner than having, like, no one's gonna retain this much information, in my opinion, but you know, to each their own. And again, just make sure that you change that to make it fit yours. And then CMA, if you're someone who pulls a CMA from the MLS, you just download it as PDF, upload it here. And then this is pretty general, so you can keep it as what you want it to. I'm not gonna dive super deep into that because everybody does CMAs differently. Like if you pull it off of Remine, then it's gonna look a little bit different than it does if you do it off of the MLS. So I would just, general rule of thumb for CMAs, before you see the house in person, keep it general, keep it short. And then that's pretty much it for actual market stats. Again, if there's something missing from here, actually, I should show you guys how to do that. If there's something missing, all you do is you toggle on a line. So there's a line there, you just go right over it, add asset. And then you can upload a file or link it to whatever, add a headline, type something there. Super easy. So then the rest of this is just additional information about the team, really. So this talks about our database. I actually don't know where this links to. Hold on. Okay. I already put this in here, I'm so smart. So this is our heat map. This is one of our YLOFO tools that we have. And you guys should all have access to this. If you don't have access to this, please let me know. And by access, I mean, if your name isn't on this drop-down list, let me know.
What's that called? That's
PermertonHomesteam.com/heat map. So if I were to do this for my own house, I'm gonna click on my name. I'm gonna search my property. I'm gonna change the stats to match my house. You can leave the price, that's fine, and square footage is fine. We have about 70, actually, I think 60,000 people in our database. And then I'm gonna drop a page URL in, which if you don't know how to do this, here you go. Google an address. I've done this before for my house, apparently. Go to images, click on an image, right click. Open image in new tab. Copy. Where is my link? There it is. And paste. Woo, there's a photo. And then I usually leave that empty. But create buyer map or buyer heat map. So this is directly pulling from our database. Show stats at the top. Estimated reach. I was gonna say there's usually a map there as well. So this is information for your clients to look at to say, okay, in our 60,000 person database, 992 people are looking for houses like yours. And then these are actual people. They obviously blur out the names, but these are real people in our database who are like whose criteria fits that. And then it shows an example of marketing, social media. These are real social media stats for our team. You can claim them as your own, please do, but like these are real numbers that you can show to feel like this is why you work with a team our size and us, me. So once you have that made, you can copy and paste the link in there. Where'd it go? And then they'll be able to see all that information. I think that's a really powerful tool. And then you can change this front photo to whatever you want as well, or edit cover. There you go. Change, and then you can upload a photo or use their gallery or whatever. Any questions about that? That was the trick up my sleeve that I thought I forgot to put in. What's up?
I think last time I checked, I don't have YLOFO.
Yeah, they're working on yours in particular. There's like 10 of you guys that came in at one time that I don't know what's going on, but they're working on it. So hopefully like within the week, it'll be sorted.
Okay.
If not, there's another way to fix it. Okay. Next one is Raven. So this just shows, it just talks about Raven. Shows like a little heat map. Sales performance. Which I need to I'll update this photo. That's not the updated one, but just shows our team's performance, operations team, which also needs to be updated, it looks like. And then these ones are the ones that are super optional and kind of like up to you on how you want to do it. So general marketing your property, it talks about videography, it talks about photography, you know, whatever you want to do. Staging, if you have a stager that you work with, like every single time, I recommend linking directly to their website so that they can see their work. We don't have a linked stager here because we work with a bunch of them, so link to the stager that you think would fit this house the best. Same with photographers. If you don't know, reach out to Michelle. She'll be able to take the price point that you're thinking and be like, this is the photographer that made sense for that. But I would link directly to their page. And then videography, same thing. If you're thinking about doing a listing video through the photographer, link to the photographer's page. If you're doing a listing video through us, then I can get you links to past listing videos, or if you have one that you've done in the past, just link to it. Yep. And then this is, the seller's disclosure. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay, it used to be the seller's disclosure. Now it's just this. Which I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's just talking about disclosure. Okay, so this is talking about, sorry, I'm noticing that this and this are the same thing. Okay, this used to link to the seller's disclosure, just a blank copy of it. I know people have differing opinions about doing that, so if you want it in there, go ahead. If you don't, take it out, type of thing. Pre-list inspection, if you have a house that needs a tish, this is a great place to talk about getting a tish on their house. So that way they're prepped for that and you don't have to have an awkward conversation about them spending more money. And then these, again, are all optional. Walkthrough property assessment. So if you're sending this before you've seen the house, it's just that the best way for me to know really what the price should be is for me to see it in person. Final recommendations is just like, we meet in person, we set a price, we set a date and we roll type of thing. And then just a seller's roadmap at the bottom, which looks like this. I feel like it's showing random files right now, so that's not what's there. It's like a little map that shows like first, second, third, fourth. I don't know why. I think it's just
Sometimes I
because
feel
it's
like it shows wrong files from
Yeah.
two.
I think it's doing that right now
Yeah.
for me, but that's it. If you guys are wanting to move stuff around in Highnote, you just hit these three things and then drag them around. Other than, yeah, I was wondering if that was gonna happen at some point. I just got kicked out. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I recommend sitting down, since you have carved out another half hour of your time to do this. I would sit down and make a template that just has everything that you want in it. That way you can just copy your own template. It already has all of your like intro and bio and sales page and everything like that already in it. So it doesn't take you a half hour to do it every single time. You're just switching out like the market stats. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I like it. Using the team account versus having your own.
Yeah, yes. Oh, I should talk about that quick. Okay, so the best part about Highnote is that you get analytics back at what people are looking at. So you can see directly what people are looking at for how long they are. So, well, this is this is not a listing one, but it's an example. So you can see, once you send out the link to a specific person, you'll be able to see like, they looked at this specific page, so the Pemberton Perks page, for 4 minutes and 15 seconds. So if that's a listing and they're looking at like the market stats for 4 minutes, you know, they're really interested as to what the market is doing and where it's at. If they're looking at like square footage consideration, that's just like that little blurb, right? So you know, if they're looking at that for longer than 1 minute, they're really thinking about square footage and what that means for them. So you can use that to your advantage. That being said, if you're using Parker's account, obviously you'll be able to see all the analytics for everything that's ever
emailed you.
existed. Not on Parker's account though,
Oh, really?
because it's emailed to Parker.
Oh,
So having your own account versus using the team's account, like you'll get your own analytics. They'll email you when they open it if you have your own account. So that's like really the only downside. Other than that, you'll just see everybody's presentations, but it's not that big of a deal. Jeff, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you've seen or we have any setup templates for anything other than a listing presentation. I saw an email for this and it kind of gave me the idea, but maybe we have this, you know, whether it be buyers or mortgage or moving day prep or whatever.
Yeah, so this is our buyer one, which honestly, full transparency, I have not updated this in a minute. So when we first got Highnote, we recommended using it like before you meet a buyer and then after you meet a buyer, which maybe is a little extreme. I would recommend if you have, I mean, it's kind of situational. if you are like going out and meeting a Zillow lead for the first time, maybe you send this to them if you're not meeting them for a few days type of thing to keep them engaged. Otherwise, you normally meet with the lead like that day or next day, and I feel like this would make more sense to send them after that. So it's kind of situational, but this just has some like basic buyer information in it, and this one is called Home Buying Intro Getting Started, which you can name it whatever you want, but it just has like general tips and tricks about like house hunting, negotiating, where to search for homes, that sort of stuff. So like if you use HomeSpotter, you should link to your HomeSpotter app because it's branded to you and you get notifications, right? It's just like presets what they can expect type of thing. You can also link out to like Flex Mortgage in this. You can link out to Marigold if you use Marigold. You can link out to Flex Title. Like use your vendors to your advantage with this too. And then anything you send out through Highnote, just make sure you send a review link to, because there's never a bad time to ask for a review unless you aren't doing a good job. Then don't ask for a review. Yeah, and then there's a post-closing one in here too, which I used a lot. I used it after every closing. I would take like all of the closing documents, homesteading instructions, like the link to the moving van, which honestly, hindsight was too late to send that link now that I'm thinking of that. What is that one called? Let me find it.
It's called template poster.
Yep, this one right here. Good deal, good deal. Closing statement, a copy of their contract, utility information, home warranty, homesteading, Zillow review, Google review. So that one, I mean, it's nice to have something to reference back as a buyer with all of your information in it that you can quickly just download. Like if you need your closing statement for taxes or something like that, they can just reference this email and they have it right there instead of clicking through the hundreds of emails through a different title. It's just like, but
If we're using our own account and not Parker's, how do we get those transferred over to us? So do we have to hop into Parker's, or is that something you can just send those templates
So-
over to us?
yeah, so if you are setting up your own account, I would chat with Liz. She can add you under our team, and then, oh, just kidding, talk to Michelle. She can add you
Okay.
under our team, and then all of the ones that are labeled template will show up on yours under templates. Yeah, under templates right here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It depends. So
So there is a cost associated.
there
with
is,
it,
and it's
I'm
expensive.
because I'm just speaking with one person.
I won't be doing
Well, if you're someone who's going to use it a lot, then I'm sure that we can have a conversation about it, but
We'll see.
it's not, it's not cheap
Yeah.
to have the whole team on it, so. But yeah, any other questions?
If you update the templates within partners accounts, and people have individual accounts, will those updates feed out? to their-
Yep. Yeah, the templates are like documented.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I think you got it, Hannah. That was great. I love the little, the heat map thing. That one's a game changer.
I know. So it's good stuff.
That was, what was the website? How do you get to that again? Was it pembertonhomes.com/heat map?
Yep, and then you just go through and fill it out for whatever house you're targeting. You guys, you can also use that if you're prospecting a neighborhood. Just a little nugget of information there. Cool. All right, well, other than that, oh wait, I have a chat. Oh, you're welcome. Other than that, that's all I have for the actual like teaching part of this. Like I said, I recommend you use the rest of the hour to set up your templates and yeah.
Okay, while you guys are listening. Chili contest. Chili contest.